What's up, guys? It's glad to be back. It's glad to finally be together with you. I am your host, as always, Willie the Professor, and welcome back to Tech Ed. Today, we are going to be having an amazing device that we want to review for you guys. And my God, I can't wait to review this device for you. So, drum rolls! Wow, that's the Redmi Note 10 Pro. It comes in three color options. That's the Onyx Black, the Glacier Blue, and the Gradient Bronze. And if you ask me if you have to go for any other color, just go for the Gradient Bronze. It's amazing. I love the hues. I love how they played with the gradient. I love the design itself. It looks aesthetically beautiful. You know, if you just go around the phone, you have the headphone jack at the top. You have the IR blaster, you have the speaker grill. It has, your dual stereo speakers. When you go down the bottom, it has the Type C. This can be your entrance into deep state. And it also has your second speaker grill at the bottom. If you go over the side, it has the power button that also doubles up as the fingerprint scanner. Has your volume rocker up-down buttons. That's the beauty. That's the phone itself. Now, if you get your hands on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, what are you getting your hands on? You're getting your hands on, it's a 6.67, running up to 6.7 inch Super AMOLED display that has, guess what, 120 Hertz refresh rates. So it's an amazing AMOLED display, goes all the way to 120 Hertz. It has 450 nits of typical brightness and goes all the way up to 1200 nits of peak brightness. So this display can really go bright when you're in the outside. I love it because you see it's a glass front and you're getting to enjoy 6.67 inches of display, and it's an AMOLED display, so you get your true blacks. And the back itself has this matte finish. Well, it gets some fingerprints. You cannot really see them from afar. But again, Xiaomi provide a plastic TPU case to go with the phone so that you can get to enjoy the color gradient display as you protect the phone itself. Now, if you go over to what powers the phone, because that's the other thing that amazes me about the Redmi Note 10 Pro, is that it has the Qualcomm Snapdragon 732G processor. Now, this puts this phone at the way up there because the 732G chipset is what came to replace the 720G chipset. So it has quite a number of tweakings that makes the phone faster. So when you're playing your PUBG, and for which, when you get your hands on the Redmi Note 10, there's already an ongoing partnership with Redmi and PUBG, which gives you free skins. If you're playing your PUBG, if you're playing your Call of Duty, if you're just buying the phone for your day-to-day running of tasks and processes, you're getting yourself a good bargain here. Has a very good processor. It's an octa-core processor, and has your 2.3 Cryo 470 Gold, which means you're getting at least fast speeds, and the GPU on this is the Adreno 618, which means it will handle your gaming very, very well. Now, it comes with a couple of storage configurations. You can get the 6GB RAM, 64GB storage, which is slightly cheaper. You can also go ahead and get the 6GB RAM, 128GB version, which is what I have here. But you can go all the way up and get the 8GB version and 128GB storage. So that's all your storage configurations. But one of the things I love about the Redmi Note 10, which is an upgrade over last year's Redmi Note 9, is that it comes with UFS 2.2, which has all that speed boost. So reading and writing is gonna be good on this phone. So anytime you're doing any task, ideally any task that you do on your phone has read and write, because your phone is reading from whatever is stored in your storage and is also writing to that storage. So the read and write speeds also determine how fast a phone can go. Now this one gets an upgrade with the UFS 2.2. Now, if you go over to the camera side, I told you guys this is not just a photo maniac in that we love to take photos of it here at TechEd, but it also takes good photos. Now, the Redmi Note 10 is captioned the 108 megapixel Challenger. It has its main camera is 108 megapixel, goes all the way to f1.9. It has dual pixel autofocus, so it means the focus is good, and then it has 4 cameras. So you have your main 108 sensor, then your 3 other cameras, and your 3 other cameras are the 8 megapixel ultra wide, the 5 megapixel macro camera, and the 2 megapixel depth camera. I still don't understand why till date we get macro and depth cameras. No, actually I don't get why we still get macro cameras. I understand for the depth, especially because of that bokeh and portrait shots, but for macro cameras, I mean, just give us a 3 camera configuration, I'll be okay. But the 108 megapixel main camera on the Redmi Note 10 Pro is actually a great challenger. You're talking about crisp shots, and we're gonna go outside and take a couple of shots so that you guys can get to see, and that's just what you get out the box. It's capable of shooting 4K video at 30 frames per second, 1080p videos at 30 and 60 frames per second. Over the front, your selfie camera is a 16 megapixel f1.25 it can also take wide shots. That's the single selfie shooter. The selfie shooter can also do 1080 at 30 and 60 and 720 at 120. So the selfie camera can take slow-mo videos at 120 frames per second. Now, as I said, it comes with stereo speakers. This phone in 2021 still comes with a 3.5mm headphone jack and has all your amazing things. It has Bluetooth 5.1, it has NFC, it has the proprietary USB Type-C port, and has a side-mounted fingerprint scanner, so the power button doubles up as the fingerprint scanner, which is also very snappy and very fast. Comes with a 5,020 milliampere battery that charges with a 33-watt charging power brick that gives you 59% in 30 minutes. So it can give you good battery in just under 30 minutes. Now, what are some of the things that really stood out for me with the Redmi Note 10 Pro? Number 1 is design. And I tell you, you will never appreciate design until you hold the phone in person. I had seen photos of this phone. I'd seen all the details towards launch and after launch. But let me tell you, when I got my hands on the Redmi Note 10 Pro, my goodness, you can be stuck here. The design is amazing. I almost traded in one of my phones for this phone, but guess what? That's how good the design looks. Now, the thing I also like about the camera bump, it has 2 layers to it. It has this layer that has the flash. It also has the second layer that has the cameras, and the way they are placed is good. So they're not just placed in an unsymmetrical way, they are placed in a way in which they harness and come together to form amazing, it's just an amazing camera bump. And if you look at the phone itself, it's curvaceous, so it's easy to hold, easy to grasp. The top and the bottom are flat, but the sides have that form of 3D, that form of carving, so that the phone is easy to hold, easy to handle. So the design for me made a lot of sense. Now, the other thing that I also loved about it is that it has the 120 hertz display. So you're getting faster refresh rates with this. Now, there are phones in this price range that don't have 120 hertz. There are phones actually more expensive than the Redmi Note 10 that don't have 120 hertz. But Xiaomi made sure that with the Redmi Note 10 Pro, you're getting 120 hertz. So that's smooth scrolling when you're playing games, when you're scrolling through Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, as you're scrolling through your daily usage of the phone, you get to enjoy that faster screen refresh rate. And I tell you the truth, once you're used to fast screen refresh rates, you will never go back. Ever since I was introduced to fast screen refresh rates with my daily driver, I have never looked down and back. It's always been up and up and up. And I'm glad that the Redmi Note 10 Pro also has 120 Hertz of screen refresh rate. And the other thing that I totally love about this phone is the camera. Now, not only does this phone have 120 Hertz, not only does this phone have the 108 megapixel main sensor, when you go over into the camera interface of the phone, it has quite a number of modes. It has your Pro mode, it has your video mode, has your photo mode, has your portrait mode, and there's the more button. When you press the more button, that's when you get the night mode, the 108 megapixel mode, short video, panorama, documents. But one specific feature that I loved is the vlog mode. Now, the vlog mode is for people that are looking forward to doing vlogs, and you know, people like us who are shooting videos daily, and we just want to keep great videos. So the vlog mode is for that. Immediately you click vlog mode, it has quite a number of options that you can download and have them preset in your phone. But there are those that are already there, and if you just click into it, you know, it gives you that cinematic kind of look that you can get to try out, and it's amazing. My goodness. So it gives you very, very nice shots, very, very nice cinematic kind of looks. So the camera does all the work for you. You don't need to do much. The camera does the work for you, and that's something that you don't get in any other kind of phone. You can only get it in the Redmi Note 10 Pro. So for all your vlogging, you will get to enjoy. You'll produce stuff in your phone, and people will ask you, who shot that? And you're like, I shot it. That's because of the vlog mode in the Redmi Note 10 Pro. It also has that 108 megapixel for those smooth, detailed, clear shots, and you get all that. One of the things that I kind of don't like, especially because of what I'm used to, is the loss of saturation. The photos on the Redmi Note 10 Pro tend to lean toward the cool mode rather than what I'm used to is more of the warm mode. But again, cameras, photos, those lie on border between preference. I prefer more warmer tones. The phone takes more of cooler tones, but that's just preference. But nonetheless, to say, this phone takes amazing, amazing shots. Just look at that. Now we've taken all, so it takes amazing, amazing shots. So you get to enjoy all your selfies, all your photos. If you're a photo maniac, the Redmi Note 10 Pro might just be the phone for you. Now, those are some of the things that I totally love. It has a very big battery. So the big battery goes into power your 120 Hertz refresh rate, goes into power your life of gaming, of photography, of internet usage. You get to enjoy all that on the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Now, the biggest shock is that with all these amazing things that are kept in the Redmi Note 10 Pro, the 6GB 128GB version retails for only around 31,000. As I said, there are phones in this price range that don't have specs that this phone has. And there are phones that are above this price range that cannot compete with the Redmi Note 10 Pro. Snapdragon 732, 108 megapixel main camera, you know, and all those amazing things that are baked into MIUI. You know, I didn't even talk about MIUI 12 because MIUI 12 is what powers the Redmi Note 10 Pro. And the MIUI has come a long way. Charles, our guy here at the studios, used a Poco back in the day, and you know, he said MIUI has come from way far. So I like the fact that MIUI has come. If you swipe down the notification shade, you get all your settings. If you swipe left, then you get your notifications. No, MIUI is becoming more interesting by the day. So it's a very great addition to the Redmi Note 10 Pro. So that's a wrap from us, guys. Make sure to leave us a comment in the comment section. Tell us, what do you think about the Redmi Note 10 Pro? See you guys in the next video. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so that you get notified anytime we launch and release a new video. It's a wrap from us, guys. Peace out.